welcome back to my channel. Today I will be painting on the front cover of my fifth sketchbook. So let's get into the video. Before I did anything on the front cover of this sketchbook, I had to paint like multiple covers of like blues and whites just to cover the print off the front cover of these Arteza sketchbooks. But I did that all off camera because it's pretty boring to see me paint one colour over a really colourful background. It's very boring. Then after I had got a solid background-ish, I started to put in a little bit of a gradient. I wanted to have a pink and a purple, maybe some yellow in there for a sunset. That was the kind of vibe I was going for. So that's what I did. And I took multiple layers to get this built up as well. So I filmed a few of these layers, but as you'll notice throughout the video, I skipped over a lot of the steps because it's just repetitive. So hopefully you still get the idea, but yeah, I skipped over a lot of it. Once I had gotten even-ish gradient, I decided to go in with the foreground. I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do, something similar to what I've already done in the other front of my other sketchbook I did last time, but also different enough that it's like not too repetitive, but also something in my comfort zone so it still looks okay. This is something I do a lot. It's not out of the ordinary because this was filmed months ago, and since I did this I've done many paintings using the same basic ideas. But basically put in the rough area of where the grass is. That's cool. I was trying to keep some texture in there so I didn't have to paint in individual grass strokes for one of my paintings because that's very boring. So I kind of just put in rough shading of where some different grass tones were without actually bothering to put in individual grass strokes because I couldn't be bothered. But yeah, I was still going for sort of realistic. Then apparently I did lots of this off camera. I put in some hills and I put in the river shading. So then once I had got the rough area of where my hills were, or mountains off camera, I went in with some shading. So I went for the highlight on the right, so the sun was coming from this right area, so obviously the shade is going to be on the left side. I also did some highlights and added some reflections into the water, and as it like goes off into the distance. I'm actually very happy with how this painting turned out. It was one of my better ones. I have improved a bit now that I'm voicing this over because I've done a lot more of these like landscape paintings, but this is not. This was back when I didn't do these that often, because I've had this footage for the last 2 or 3 months. And I honestly just still haven't posted this. So yeah, well done me for being really organised and remembering about footage and stuff. So yeah. But I added some clouds because what is painting without clouds? Clouds are very important. I love painting in clouds. They're so fluffy and they always look so cool. So yeah, and I'm just moving things out of the way so you can see it. I think it's pretty good at this point, but I just wanted to add some other things. Just more shading, more highlights, more details, because I like doing that sort of stuff. When I had the basic idea of everything and where it is, and I put in all of the details, I still felt like it wasn't quite enough. It still felt quite plain and boring. So I mixed up a new green colour and started to add in some bushes and trees in the background. Except for I'm still mixing the colour. I was going for like a kind of olivey green colour, and I was going to put some evergreens in the background and maybe like a tree slightly closer in. I had a few ideas. I also wanted to add a tiny bit more highlights to the grass because it felt quite dark. So yeah, those are my plans. So I added some more stippling kind of things to the grass to make it look lighter and more bright. And then I mixed up an olive green for the bushes and trees in the background, and I added a tree in the foreground. Once I had put in the main shapes for the trees, I added some highlights, still coming from that right direction, and then put in some shading on the left, tried to make them look more 3D. So yeah, you can tell they're like actual trees. I don't think I did a great job of this, but I did try quite hard, so hopefully you can kind of tell what I'm trying to do here. And then obviously just more little itsy bits of details I was trying to put in, just trying to really up level this painting. And also so I have more footage, so it's not like a 10-minute video, but it's like 15 minutes. But that wasn't really what I was thinking about, but it does help to have a little bit more, even though this footage is pretty boring, so I'm just adding this little piece of detail here and just doing a little bit more highlight there. But you know, it does look long these things. I honestly have no idea what to say half the time in these videos. And then I put it in the tree that I was talking about. I didn't do a great job of this. It kind of looks out of place, and it didn't have any leaves, if I can remember correctly. But it was just kind of tree, no leaves, and I was just practicing. I was actually looking outside my window, and there's a tree outside there. And I was like, oh, I'll just paint that tree there, randomly into this painting. It wasn't there in my reference photo, but it was outside my window, so I did it. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye!